grow old and be able to eat, drink, or do anything you want. Most of us, right? Yeah, I thought so. According to CDC.gov, more than 1/3 of U.S. adults are obese. We actually heard this stat before from Jessica when she was talking about obesity in kids, but now I want to relate it to us and how it can affect us in the future. Today I'm going to tell you what obesity is, the causes, the risks, and what the actions you should be taking today to prevent from being part of that statistic in the future. Overweight is a person with a BMI of more than 25, according to obesityinamerica.org, and an obese person would be a person with a BMI of more than 30. The difference for me is that being overweight can be due to extra muscle, bone, or water, and obesity is more about just having a lot of extra fat in your body. For the purpose of the speech, I'm going to use them interchangeably because my point is that anything above your healthy weight range can produce unhealthy consequences for you in the future. Some of the causes of being overweight or obesity is obviously consuming too many calories or not having enough daily activity, so not burning enough calories. This is probably the case for most of us. Well, not that we're overweight, but why we become overweight are in college we sit through class a lot. We don't have a lot of activity. Once we graduate, we have jobs where we sit at our computer 8 hours a day. We might get up to the printer, but that's about it. So a lot of it has to do that technology is making us lazier. Another cause is aging. As we grow older, we need less calories throughout the day, and we usually keep our regular eating habits. So right now you might eat a burger every day and not gain any weight, but as you hit 30, maybe 40, you're going to start gaining weight. Another cause is genetics. There's some genes that cause illnesses, yet usually for genes to make a person overweight, there has to be that abundant food supply or decreased level of activity. So usually it won't just be that you're predisposed to being overweight, that you will be overweight. There's a lot of predisposed people to being overweight and they're not overweight. According to the Mayo Clinic, when you're obese, your overall quality of life may be lower too. So there's obesity or being overweight impacts your whole life. Obviously, you have increased risks for coronary heart disease, diabetes, cancer, stroke, high blood pressure, which is horrible. I mean, we all want to be able to grow up and eat whatever we want and not have to take care of our sweets or having to take our blood pressure every day. Our emotional aspects is, according to WebMD, American society places great emphasis on physical appearance, often equating attractiveness with slimness or muscularity. So a lot of people who are overweight or obese might feel that they're rejected by society because they can't necessarily do everything that everybody else around them is doing. So they might be depressed, ashamed, or feel just as an outsider compared to the rest of the people around them. It'll also impact your financial aspects. Insurance will be more expensive because you're getting sick more often and you're more prone to illnesses. Also, well, if you're sick, you'll be paying more medical bills and for your treatments. According to CDC.gov, in 2008, medical costs associated with obesity were estimated at $147 billion. The medical costs for people who are obese were $1,429 higher than those of normal weight. So this is something, probably an aspect that we don't think about, but it will have an impact later. I really became passionate about this topic because my dad is only 53 years old and he has high blood pressure, he's diabetic, and he already had cancer. So yeah, I don't know what this guy's thinking, but he's been overweight his whole life and he doesn't really take care of himself. Now he's only 53 and he can't eat any red meat, so he can't eat pork or beef. He's not supposed to drink, but he drinks. He's not supposed to have any sugars. So I think my dad's the perfect example of what you don't want to be when you grow up. Most of you said you want to be able to eat, drink, and do whatever you want. Well, he obviously can't. So I think that's kind of sad. We know the solutions. We know we're supposed to be eating healthier. We know we're supposed to be exercising more. Yet we have a ton of excuses of why we don't have time. we work, we go to class, and we think that's a good excuse. Well, I don't think it is. If we're really worried about how our life quality is going to be when we grow old, I think it'll be a lot easier if we change our eating habits now instead of hitting 53 like my dad and trying to go from eating whatever you want to trying to eat just chicken every day or veggies every day. It's practically impossible, at least for him it is. So the one thing that I think you guys should try and should have a huge impact on your life is instead of eating like chips or chocolate or candy when you get hungry in school, because I think most of us do it, a lot of people in class here we eat that, even including myself. We should try to snack on fruits. I think that's a lot easier. I always try to carry an apple with me, so when I get hungry and I eat an apple. Because usually when we snack, we kind of don't get hungry for a little while, but then we're really hungry again. So we go out and have a meal anyways. So imagine all those calories. An apple has like 80 calories when a bag of chips has like 240. And like from those 240, 170 are from fat, and an apple doesn't have any fat calories. So you will also feel healthier and you will feel more energy if you snack on an apple compared to a bag of chips. Also, if we start changing our eating habits now and start being more conscious about our eating habits, and as we grow older and we have kids, our kids will also be having healthier eating habits, which will kind of impact our society instead of worrying about the young kids now, worry about ourselves, and that'll be kind of like a snowball effect later on. A picture of our future, we're going to be paying more medical bills when we're overweight, so we're going to have less money for us. We're not going to be happy, we feel rejected, ashamed, or depressed. We're going to have restricted diets, which is horrible. Imagine not being able to eat some of the stuff you really like, or not being able to drink, which I bet a lot of you drink a lot. Leading to depression, of course. Need I say more?
What did you like about Blanca's speech?
Very relatable.
Okay.
It makes you think.